Hi, my name is Hailing Chen. I'm running for New York City Council in District 20.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy L7. That's right. Oh my goodness, yes. It's time for another show. That's right. We're interviewing every single person running for New York City Council. We got another candidate right here. Oh my goodness, yeah? I'm gonna let him introduce himself. What's up, buddy?
Good. Hi. Hey, what's up? My name is Hailing Chen. I'm running for District 20 for New York City Council here.
Okay, where is District 20?
District 20 covers mostly Flushing, a little bit about College Point, Bayside, and Fresh Meadows.
Awesome. So, what's your do you have a background in activism? What's your background as in terms of like this type of business?
Yeah, so I am a Uber driver and also a union organizer with Independent Driver Guild. I have spent most of my life after graduating from the college fighting for workers. I'm running this grassroots campaign to continue that effort to elevate the gig economy workers and so many working people in my communities, and also help promote the small businesses who are suffering during this COVID-19.
You know, the New York City taxi community is a very, very, very strong community. If you can tap into them and get those guys to vote, you should be an easy win, bro. You know what I mean? But wait a minute. Do a lot of those cab drivers are everywhere, but are they heavy in Flushing? They're everywhere, yeah? Does Flushing have a lot of... I know cab drivers are heavy where I was in Jackson Heights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So Flushing has also become a very big hub for the Uber driver, taxi
Nice.
drivers. It's a growing communities, and it's still growing. We have seen, around 100,000 licensing with the taxi and emerging commissions in New York City alone. And think about it, those we are not talking about just 100,000 people. We are talking about 100,000 families who live and work as and their work related to taxi and emerging commissions. And it's really so many people that we are helping in New York City. And I think it's important that we keep advocating for this group of workers who often lack of the protection, benefits, and security on the job. And my thing as a labor organizers, as a Uber driver organizers, is to really making sure that they have a voice on the tables,
Okay.
which is a long overdue concerns and issue.
So, when you worked with Uber, what were you actually able to get done? Like, I know that you were fighting for workers' rights. What were some successes that you had, or maybe maybe some of the, close calls? What happens?
Yeah, so we were able to pass, and help pass the first minimum pay for Uber driver in the entire nations. That's number one. And number two, when Uber came into New York City, they actually destroying the tipping cultures in New York cities. And so many drivers just lost a percentage of their income due to Uber's restriction and passenger giving the tip. So we were able to push a bill and having the mayor sign it, and to protect and to give a option for any passenger who taking the Uber rides in New York City to be able to tip their driver for their hard work and for their for their service taking them to the destinations.
Okay, cool. What do you think about UBI? You've heard of that? UBI? You
Yes,
support that?
yeah, universal basic income. I think that's what we need, and it's so important. As you know, yeah, during this pandemic, we're giving out a lot of the stimulus check and a lot stimulus payment, but those are not enough. I think if we want to create a more equitable Americas, we need to direct the cash deposit into the bank for the ordinary people, and every American deserves to having a financial stabilities. We cannot continue as a nation of financial anxieties. And one way of doing so is with having the cash in the bank, and knowing the future is very uncertain with this gig economy, and with this new kind of job market that it's it's never, we never seen it before, and we are
Yeah.
going into a post-pandemic era. We allow the job gonna get eliminated, and for the people who lost their job, what are the jobs that they looking for? They start driving Uber, they start delivering Uber Eats, they start doing this gig economy work,
I really like the
and
way, I have to be honest, I love the way that you tie the gig economy to UBI, because if you look at the gig economy, what's really happened was, right, this whole guy's fight right here to make Uber into an hourly paying job, you know what I mean? Because everybody's getting a, what is it, 1094, whatever crap they call it, right? Yeah, and they don't have to give you health care. They don't have to give you the full-time thing. They just make, all they have to do is not tell you when to work, but if you don't work those hours, you're gonna get fired. It's ridiculous, right? Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. They've cut down on what we've gotten through this whole entire, gig economy thing. They've cut down on what workers overall, a percentage, right, of what we've gotten. You do it great, so we need to refund that with the UBI. Wow, man, a lot of people are going to be so supportive of that particular message. Thank you. And I love your tie to the whole pandemic. Everybody I've talked to, every day I go out and talk to people, and every single person in New York that I've talked to has said we need more pandemic relief money. So I think you were standing on the right side on that issue as well. Now, you may have heard of someone named Julian Assange. Would you be willing to be supportive of his, fight for, freedom of information?
yeah, I think this man, I hear about him on the news a lot. I think we should secure freedom of speech.
Thank you.
And some of the information that our government should have should be shared with the peoples. I think
Thank
the
you.
government shouldn't hide anything from for the ordinary citizens
Thank you.
of America, and everyone who live in this country, who live in this state, who live in this city should deserve to know, and having a total transparent government that is going to work
Thank
for
you.
them. And that's one way we're able to stop the corruption.
Thank
That's
you.
also a way that we're able to secure people's freedom of speech. So
Thank
I
you.
think if I'm in superlative of making sure this person have freedom, and this person his belief in giving the information to the people who deserve to know those informations, right? And which is ordinary peoples. And our government should not be
Thank you.
only keeping the secret
Thank
to
you.
Thank you.
secret to only a very, very few people.
So, yeah, you would support Assange?
Yes.
Awesome, dude. What about, okay, so now, look, there's a lot of things that people, they only get to meet you a small time, right? Maybe people out there say this, say that, yeah. What might be a misconception about you, or maybe, sometimes people, anything you want to maybe clear up?
For the previous question, I just want to clarify thing. I don't support Assam, but I support his belief in giving those information, because I don't know
About his
Assam
case.
that
Okay.
well.
That's
right?
fair, that's
so
fair,
I
okay.
have to be,
Right, but you
I have
support
to-
the idea that,
Yeah, I support
people
those
should
ideas.
have the free information, and people shouldn't be hiding secrets from the
Yes,
public. and things like that,
absolutely.
yeah. That's cool. Okay.
And that's the thing that I'm supporting.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I just want you to be real. That's cool. Yeah. So if there's any misconceptions about yourself as a maybe being Asian, maybe being a taxi driver, people don't really know. Like the labor work and stuff like that. Yeah, that's really cool. Being an activist, stuff like that. Is there maybe another side to you that we haven't talked about, or?
Yes. I would like to talk to you about my organizing experience.
Cool.
I've been able to organize drivers who are very difficult to organize, because they are all over the city. They are not concentrated in one place on in one buildings where a organizer can just go out and talk to them. They rely on the information that's coming out from the right source online. They rely on connecting us through the social medias, and we've been very successful on that. So I am just running because I strongly believe this government and this city and this council should be only accountable to the peoples. And
Okay.
those people are the ordinary people who's driving their Uber car on the street, who's going to work 9 to 5, who is running their stores, and who is doing everything they can to keep a small business alive. We are already in the crisis mode, and there is no time to waste on anything. We must need to get things done and making sure that small businesses don't keep closing their door. Some
Okay.
of is our, favorite restaurant at the corners of street, right? And we need to stop them from shutting down, and we need to make sure that people have job securities, and we need to make sure that people do not struggles over their finance
Yeah, that's
12
actually a great
p.m.
question. So
12 a.m. at night.
what's your plan for reopening?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. I think we could have taken a very much proactive role early at the pandemic, which is making sure that before the first case even came out, actually, I think our government could have done much more to prevent,
Yeah.
us
Right.
from shutting down for
But
3
moving
months.
forward, right? Yeah, once you get
Yeah.
in, like, what can we expect? Will we get like advocacy for, will the businesses reopen? Will they remain closed? What's your thought on
Yeah.
that?
So, very good question. I think number one, we need to believe in science. Number two, we need to believe in the smart way of distributing our vaccines, which is to people who is most likely to get contracted with the COVID-19, who is most vulnerable to the COVID-19, and who is doing the physical work, meeting people in person, and those workers meeting people in person, they are at the higher rate of getting the coronavirus. And compared to people who work online, just
Sure,
having a
sure.
virtual meetings.
One,
So I think
yeah,
it has to be a very scientific focus, and making sure that we have a rule that we might suffer for a couple of days, but we're able to prevail, right? We're able to prevail in the next couple of months and next couple of years, or like we never see this COVID-19 again. So it's a strong and painful decision sometimes you have to make, but when you make those decisions, you're gonna see the outcomes associated to those decision, which is having a long-term stability and long-term peace for the people of New York.
I get that. Hey, so here's another question right now. One thing that kind of impressed me about you was when I called you, right, and I actually have been talking to other candidates. Another random candidate I talked to happened to know about you and said that you're buddies, and we almost have like a co-interview, like maybe coming up, yeah? Which is funny. So, how much are you interfacing with other candidates? And like, are you somehow like, known around town? What's your story, bro? How come other candidates are working with you and talking to you behind the scenes? What's going on, buddy? You're moving and shaking stuff. What's going on? Is this guy also in cabs, or who's this other guy?
He's a guy that I met.
Political club workers.
And then we're able to work together on a few issues. And as you know, as a minority, sometimes our voice is not really heard. So having these coalitions of people from the different communities is really able to strengthen this campaign. And I believe working for everyone's doesn't matter how you look like, doesn't matter what the color of your skin, and doesn't matter what your income level is. And I am not the most outgoing person in town, but if you come to talk to me, doesn't matter who you are, what your social status is, I'm always willing open my heart for you. If you need any help, come to me. So, and that's how I make friends. I'm
Cool.
Yeah, I do my best.
Are you running as part of the Democrats?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Have you been into any like the assembly meetings or anything like that? New York City's Manhattan assembly meetings?
Assembly meeting.
Yeah.
Over the years, I always do the groundwork, which is
cool.
helping drivers
Oh, really?
behind the scene, helping driver in person, and helping workers or anyone who needs my help can reach out to me through the social media. And some of them I never meet in person before, but I still talk to them and help them do anything and navigate,
I'm
because I
gonna try to go
struggle
to the
myself.
yeah. I'm planning on going to one of them soon, actually, with a friend of mine named Theo Chino, and we're looking
Mm,
for as many friends to come with us. You know what I mean?
mm,
We're inviting you. I think it'll be a good time. I'm inviting everybody. Yeah, I definitely like your positions on UBI. It was very cool. Now you talk about your social media. Yeah. Well, how can people find out more about your campaign? Maybe follow you on Twitter and stuff like that. Can you share all that information right now?
yeah, yes. So my Twitter account is Hailing Chen 2021. My Facebook is Hailing Chen for the Peoples, and my website is hailingchen.nyc, which is spelled as HAILINGCHEN.NYC.
Okay, I'll put that on the screen just below your face so everybody could see that. Hey,
Uh,
man, thanks so much. Now this is kind of like the last question. Yeah, New York is kind of known for corruption. You know what I mean? New York, especially like Albany and stuff. You know what I mean? But this is New York City. Yeah. Um, and it's a real problem. Do you have any knowledge of that particular issue, or do you have any specific plans to take it on?
so I think next year the city election gonna be a time for us to change it. We need to put more peoples who into the council who came from ordinary background, who has been helping people constantly, and I think this is a way to change it, right? In terms of the corruption, I can give you examples, right? The play card corruptions. We have so many people abuse the play card, right? They play a permit and they park, nearby the hydrant. They park on the north standings, sign areas, and they go shoppings. They go to the restaurants, and these are the very, very vivid example of corruption in these cities. And unless we're able to have, change this, we cannot call as a fair cities by any means, because you having everybody else following the traffic, following the parking rule, and then you have a just a vehicle with the special authorizations who can park anywhere. Doesn't follow. We need to play on the same set of the rule, and we need to change this. Unless and nothing else able to change without the help of people like you and me. We need to stand out and say this isn't right. Right? When you realize, when you're letting your kids sitting in your car and watching how these people behave, how these people park on the a place they are prohibited of parkings, then you give them a bad example, right? You are unfortunately, they might perceive this as a way that they're able to abuse their powers, right?
I mean,
In the future. So which is
some people
not.
are getting killed by the cops. You know what I mean? They're not just
Uh,
abusing parking spots. Some people are getting killed. You know what I mean? So there's like a wide range of concerns that are going on in the city. But honestly, the taxi community is huge. We need a labor activist right now. Honestly, the rich people taking too much, and you absolutely hit the nail on the head when you understand, right, that the gig economy is really transforming the economies of working people like yourself, just hard-working people that don't ask for anything special treatment. We just want what's there. You know what I mean? And our dreams are being taken away by the rich who are just taking their undue share, like this Uber thing. The top guys are getting everything by screwing over people like yourself. And the government's winning by, this unfair parking and fines and permits and extra, requirements and stuff. You know what I mean? It's
I think
like,
that's absolutely right, and
yeah.
this is the biggest reason why I'm running for city councils. And and there's a saying, right? You and people always
I get it.
consistently,
I
yeah,
get it.
asking me, why are you running, why you have made your decision to run. And I always get stuck in my head, because I know in my heart there are so many reasons for me to run, because we are in a crisis mode. This city is in a crisis mode. The pandemic has caused so many lives and so many, finance, so many small business. The stake is really too high, and I don't need to get 1,000 reasons, but I think I already have so many reasons. But just giving one reason, like what you just said, it's enough for me to continue this fight and to continue this campaign, and to make sure that I can be a representative of everyone's in this district, and citywide as well.
You heard it, Flushing, Queens, Hailing Chen, running for
Thank you
city
so much.
council. Hit him up, you know what I mean? That's what's up. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Anything else you want to say before we go? Just final goodbye. Anybody want to shout out?
I would like to thank you for hosting these videos, and I also would like to thank any watchers in advance. I just donated my blood today, and I encourage everyone to go out to donate the blood. It could save a few lives, and I think it's very important for this city right now. We are having a very dangerous low in the blood reservations. This is our city. Let's save our city, and I wish everyone happy holiday, and thank you so much. Thank you each and every single one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, brother.
It's a dark day in our nation when high-level authorities will seek to use every method to silence dissent. The truth must be told.
And if you want the truth, you need to check out independent media producers just like myself, DJ L7. You should subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications when I release a new video.
The truth of these
We
words
are on all
is
the major
beyond doubt.
platforms. That includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Unfortunately, we have definitely seen that these mainstream outlets will cave to corporate interests, so we encourage you to join our independently moderated communities of Reddit and Discord. We also encourage you to subscribe to us on BitChute and Daily Motion so you can see the content that YouTube doesn't want us to let you see. Hey, now it's time for the most important part of the video. That's right. It's time for us to tell you about the Taking Action Group. Do you need an activist? Or maybe there's no activists around willing to help you with your cause and you need to learn to become an activist. That's exactly why we're here. Every week we get up with people from across the nation, in fact even sometimes internationally, and we develop strategies and a game plan to address the issues that are affecting all of us. Every week myself from New York City and of course my co-host Lisa from Los Angeles provide a coast-to-coast perspective on what's going on in the country. If you want to donate to help out with expenses, travel, equipment, stuff like that, then I definitely appreciate it, and you can hit us off at Venmo or PayPal. Thanks a lot. Hey, by the way, we also have a merch store, so check it out. Oh my goodness, it seems like you've reached the end of the video, so make sure you check out some of our other videos, make sure you subscribe. This is your last chance to do so thanks a lot, and looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment below if you have any questions or issues you'd like me to address. And if you're an activist, the time to make things happen is now.